$10,000 US dollars, what would you do with it? This is something that most founders have had to ask themselves. Would you change your business? Would you change your life? And most of us go through that stage. Have you encountered that experience, and what was it like for you?
Yeah. So definitely I've ever thought about it before,
Yeah.
but to be honest, the grand scale of it would definitely require a lot more planning, a lot more asking around to assess the opportunities that I can take advantage of right now because I'm pretty sure I won't even be aware of some of them.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing is that there are so many investors out there that are looking for startups that are fundable. And on top of that, they have created like accelerator programs that can help you with all the knowledge that you need. Like, hey, I'm going
Yeah.
to give you my money, but I'm also going to teach you how to use it. So it's really easy to do if you are open minded and willing to learn, because that's one of the things they look out for. Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Lisa Tumwine, and I'm being joined by our co-founder at Lila Haven, Olga Nabimba. She's a psychologist. And at Lila Haven, we help you reprogram your mindset and reprogram your life. And we use art therapy. Yay! So you're welcome. And today we are preparing for an event. Olga, tell us more about this event that we're so excited about.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So the event is on 5th July, and it's going to be an opportunity for startup founders, people who have businesses. They're literally just trying to take their businesses to the next level. This is their opportunity to meet investors in Kampala, in Uganda. So there's going to be a lot of connection, there's going to be a lot of pitching, a lot of important conversations going around in the room. So it's really just a space whereby people are going to experience acceleration overnight. And really excited to see who is going to come, what the day will actually bring.
I'm
Yeah.
excited as well because so many startups are struggling to raise money. Why do you think that is, in your opinion?
Yeah, well, it's a bit difficult because many people don't know how to pitch. Many people don't know who to pitch to, don't know when to pitch. And it's more of like, okay, let me try and put myself out there and I see what
Hmm.
opportunity will come. And they're not sure when it's going to come, where it's
Yeah.
going to come from who it's going to
Hmm.
come from. And so when something finds them, it requires a bit more nuance, a bit more practice direction than they usually do have at the time. And they end up losing the opportunity. So I would say it's a mismatch between what the investors want, what they can understand, and what they're willing to give for what they think you're offering, and what you're actually offering, how to market it to them so that they understand and everything. Because most startups these days are kind of middlemen in different processes, should I say. So, we're using a lot of proxies. There are many AI startups, there are many startups that are addressing so many different things. And the investors don't really understand, like, okay, so you're telling me you're using AI to um, diagnose pets. I don't know, it just off the top of my head, right? To diagnose pets for certain things. They don't really understand that. Like you have to explain it to them. Okay, we are using AI, but we're using this. This is AI. We're using that AI, and we're also connecting to vets and everything on that scale, on that thread. And they really don't understand. They're like, okay, so how does this actually scale? So we'll need
Yeah.
proof. You'll need proof that this is something scalable. This is something that has been working. More than anything, I think they just want to trust that what they're investing in will give them back results. The current market, the current landscape right now, it's kind of really unsure what exactly will bring that about. So again, it depends on the investor because some investors won't believe in certain things, and others will, and they'll say, okay, so do you have proof? And you haven't prepared any proof, or you didn't know that something could be used as proof. You haven't been tracking your metrics. how you're performing on the market, and so you can't really provide that to them. So it's more than just a pitch deck and trying to sell your idea. It's, is your idea scalable? Is it, does it have market fit? Is it actually something the investor can use themselves, can believe in? Do they know how it works? Really, a lot about this is also trying to get the investor to understand how your thing works. Like, if they could use it, would they use it? Would they know how to use it? Is it easy to use? Is it adaptable? So many of these questions. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you say something very important. Like, you could be pitching to these investors, but are they the right investors? There's some investors that invest in Africa, and then there are those that don't invest in Africa. So just because someone is an investor doesn't mean that they're going to be relevant for your business. There are some
Exactly.
investors that are only specialized in tech. If your business doesn't have tech in it, they're not going to fund it, they're not going to touch it. There are those that are specialized in hospitality. There are those that are specialized in health, whatever it is. So you must understand where this investor invests. So you might be pitching to someone who's not even interested in your field. And that's why I'm so excited about our event on
Yeah.
the 5th, because we're bringing investors that are sector agnostic, meaning like irrespective of the sector you're in, they are picking interest. And on top of that, they're interested in Africa, which is the most beautiful thing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what is it that,
I
yes,
agree.
go ahead, go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah, I definitely agree. And even to touch more on the point, if you're not sure that, that's the right investor for you, like, if you're not matching with the investor, there are going to be other investors on the
Mhm.
room, right? In the room, right? Which is, again, what makes it really what makes it really special, because it's going to be a closed door opportunity, and we're only allowing like 30 serious founders to attend. So those people, they already came, they brought their game, right? And I think that energy in the room is going to also inspire you to try to do your best. If you're a founder out there looking to kind of
Mhm.
upscale, it's definitely going to inspire you through some healthy competition,
Absolutely.
and you have the opportunity to learn from those serious founders, but also to pitch directly to, these investors that are going to be in the room, and there are going to be many. So if this one doesn't work out, you have the option of trying out with that other investor, and then trying out with that other investor, and then something can come up from that, because it's going to be, focusing on investor founder conversations. No paneling, not much of like a buffer. It's directly interacting
Mhm.
with them, which is really going to be amazing. Come join us at Ponte
Yeah,
Hotel.
so like when we were organizing this, we were like, should we leave it open to everybody? But then one of the organizers on my team was like, no way. We're keeping this closed. We're keeping a limited number because we want that maximum interaction. The beautiful thing about this
Yeah,
event, most events, when you come, they're like 200 people listening to one investor. At the end of that session, you have everybody clamoring to get the investor's number. Hi, this is my startup. And then they're
yeah.
pitching within 2, 3 minutes. Put yourself in the investor's shoes. How many of these businesses would you remember? That's why
Not
we have
really.
kept it really intimate. I love that. And this certifies that your idea is going to get listened to, because you're going to be having lunch with them, you're going to be
Yeah,
having breakfast. Breakfast is there. So come early, come ready to interact. And there are also serious founders only. Only serious founders that are pitch deck ready. So if you're not walking away with an investor, you're walking away with someone that could push your business further. They could be a potential client, they could be a potential partner for
yeah.
collaboration. So there's just so much that I feel like this is an opportunity that someone should not miss out on.
100%, 100%. Because we also need you to be ready at a certain point, because it reflects on us. We want everybody in the room to feel a certain level of quality and value. So, making sure that everyone who comes is ready to kind of pitch, has a business plan, they're not still figuring out what they want to do. it really gives us confidence that the investors will see the quality and will take um will be confident basically in the Ugandan market as well, and also be confident because those investors are ready to invest. So at the end of the day, even if maybe you don't benefit, you're going to see that there is proof in the pudding, right? Someone I know, I attended this conference with them and they got invested, they got
Mhm.
funded. That means it's not that far off from
Yeah.
me, right? At some point, if I keep attending, if I keep putting the right
Mhm.
people, I will
Mhm.
also get this opportunity. Let me go back, let me refine my offering. Yeah.
Absolutely. And another nice thing about investors is if they're not going to invest in you, they usually connect you to one of their friends that might invest in you and in your sector. So at the end of the day, it's about you being ready to answer all the questions. So this is what we're going to do within our program. We're going to have all the investors come to the front seat and tell us what is it that they're looking for, because there's something that investors look for in every pitch. It's not every pitch that investors are going to be interested
Yeah.
in. You must be clear. I mean, if you're trying to pitch your idea and you're talking for 7 hours and not getting straight to the point, automatically you're going to lose the investors attention. What else
Attention.
are those things that investors look for?
Yeah, so definitely investors look for a business model, they need some
Mm-hmm.
traction. They, again, as I previously said, they need to understand what you're doing. There needs to be good chemistry, you know. They need to have some sort of trust in what you're doing, and usually that's through um, previous metrics, how you've been performing in the in the market recently. So, yeah, come already prepared with those statistics. Come already prepared with a business
Mm-hmm.
model, a scalable business model. If they ask you questions like, okay, how does this scale? You know, where do you see this business going in the next few years? Do you have plans of expanding out of
Mm-hmm.
Africa? How will all of this happen? They really want to understand the process. Like, if I put money into
Mm-hmm.
this business, where is it going to go? How far can this take me? How far can my money
Mm-hmm.
multiply? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So really come ready to kind of just, you know, because you have trust in your business as a startup founder, you definitely have trust
Mm-hmm.
in your business. Show that, communicate that, and have the statistics to back
Mm-hmm.
it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you need to be an honest person. Don't lie. Some people
Don't
they
lie.
doctor, they
Red
forge
flag.
things around, and investors pick up on this very fast, very, very fast. So if you are out there and you're looking for money, please come, be honest. And you might not be at that point where you have everything ready, but be sure
So
that at the end of this event, you're going to have learned a lot, because we're going to
yes.
be having one of them tell us about what should be included in a pitch deck that they would really love and that they would consider and grade as amazing.
Yeah. And to touch on that, maybe we should talk more about the specific investors that are going to be coming at the
Hmm.
event. Yeah.
So we have
Because that's where the credibility is.
Absolutely. We have Zantu Capital, that's an investor matcher. They're sector agnostic. So if you have your pitch deck ready, they have a network of investors that they connect you with. And then we have Ortus Africa Capital that has also confirmed their presence. They're VC firm and they're interested in funding African companies and helping them to grow. And at the moment, we also have EQ, which is in the hospitality sector. So if you're tourism, hotels, you're encouraged to come. This is an investor advisor. He has advised over 500 businesses within Africa that are within the hospitality sector. And they have scaled, they have made the revenue that they need. So, this is the right person to listen to discuss with, and to share your idea with. And if you really need a team that's going to push you forward, you don't need to miss this.
That's a heavy hitting
Yeah.
team. That is a heavy hitting team. Especially one thing that stood out to me was just the experience with that amount of
Hmm.
businesses. Definitely along the lines, if you explain
Hmm.
what you're doing and you pitch, they can provide you with some seriously valuable
Absolutely.
information that may change your business really overnight.
Absolutely. And sometimes that's what you need. And you know, the beautiful thing, we are still reaching out to investors. So this is not the only number. We still have slots available for investors. We want to get as many on
Yeah,
board as possible. So if you're an investor watching this, you're out there, we're looking for you. Please reach out. But we already have a list that we're contacting and we're having meetings with. And I'm telling you, the room is going to be packed. This is just the beginning. So, guys, be sure to book your slot. We only have
yeah.
thirty seats available. I repeat, only 30 seats available.
So, as they're booking, what should they expect? Because we've touched a bit on it throughout this live, but we haven't really given them a consolidated list of what to expect from the summit.
Mhm.
So, could you touch more on that?
First of all, they're going to be pitching live. So if you have your pitch deck ready, you can submit it. There's a form that is attached to the link. The link will be posted after this video. We're going to post it. And so in that, when you click the link, you submit your pitch deck. We're going to sit down and choose the right pitch deck. So if your pitch deck is chosen, you'll be notified and then you'll be allowed to pitch. So we're looking for 5 groundbreaking pitches. And if that's your pitch, you can't miss this because you're going to be standing in front of these investors, sharing with them how far you've come, the traction that you have, and you're going to be getting one on one feedback. There is that section
Yeah,
where their investors themselves are going to be responding to your pitches, showing you where to adjust, showing you what they're interested in. And at the end of the day, trust me, your business is going 100 steps forward. And then after that, we're going to have an interactive session where you get to mingle and network with these investors, getting to know them more, understanding what they want, what they're looking for as they understand
basically
you.
building the
As
relationship. Yeah,
absolutely, because I was talking to the investor matcher, one of my friends, the other day, and he says, an investor's not just going to come and say, "Oh, I love your idea. Here is my money."
true,
They need to get
true.
to know you. Hey, how are you
To have
doing? What
trust in you as a founder.
Absolutely. And it's
Yeah,
a relationship. It's a relationship that you get to build. So come ready to relate, to not just have business conversations, but to build some kind of relationship that goes beyond just your business because they don't invest in the business, they invest in the people. They do care
true.
about the people, the founders. Are they disciplined? Do they show up? Are they kind? Do they connect? Are they teachable? Because there's so many things you're going to have to learn along your journey into being a better entrepreneur. So you must have a teachable
Yeah,
spirit. So all of these are things that your investor is looking out for in that conversation that they're having with you over lunch, over evening tea, at the end of our session as we build that relationship. And on top of it, you can access their mentorship programs because most of these investors,
and their strategies,
absolutely, they have strategies.
the ones they've used
Yeah, and
before.
they're happy to share. So it's kind of like Shark Tank meets East African scale meets no nonsense deal flow. So if you're a no nonsense person
Yeah,
ready to take your business to the next level, and you said 2025 is my year, honey, it's your year and it's here. So don't miss this opportunity.
yeah. Be one of the 30
Mhm.
people, the curated seats.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that sounds amazing. I'm really excited. I'm so excited to see who
Yeah.
comes, what kind of founders we
Yeah.
have, how they interact with the market, like, with the investors, these people who actually provide capital, what new relationships will be
Hmm.
built. It's going to be a kind of event whereby
Hmm.
and hopefully these are names we're going to be hearing in the future, as big names, big market players, and we can say, they started at this event. That's the event that really brought them out there. So really excited.
Absolutely. And if you're watching this live and you know a founder or an entrepreneur who's out there and they're looking for funding, please link them to this. We're looking for them as well. The investors are looking for them as well, because investors are looking for deals, that can grow and scale. So do reach out.
Yeah.
We're going to post the link. And before we close, what would you say to the founder who's watching this and they're unsure of whether they should invest and come for this, spend their time and come for this? What would you say to
Give yourself the opportunity,
them?
because why would you hide? If doubt is normal, if you're feeling a bit doubtful or a bit scared, that's just normal, because it's a big challenge. It's a big challenge directly interacting with the market. It's really not an opportunity that comes about every day. And when I say market, I mean market, because as a startup founder, true, you have your business and um what you're trying to grow, and you have like the markets, I mean, sorry, the customers that actually, buy your product. But your business as a whole in this case is the product that you're trying to sell to investors so they can invest in you, and you have the resources to scale
Hmm.
more. So in a way, they are the market. You have to pitch to them. You have to, try to get them to buy into the business, to invest their money, and you can do it. Your your company is good enough. Your startup is good enough, and you really never know. You never know that that idea you have, that maybe you've tried to talk to other people and they just don't understand it. There is an investor there that
Hmm.
will, and they'll see your vision and connect with your vision. You need to have some trust in yourself as well, and in your company, because you've made it this far, and you never know. You seriously never know. So give yourself the opportunity to kind of, increase the surface area for luck to happen, basically. You know what I mean? Yeah, you never know what could happen. And there's so many different ways, through advice, through actual investment, through being exposed to strategy, through having a conversation with a fellow startup founder. And then you find out that you've been having similar problems, and they give you the solution that you've been looking for, that you've been looking to hire someone
Hmm.
to solve. You never know how these things can really benefit you, but they do. And you'll be so glad you came.
Absolutely. And when you
Yeah.
are speaking, I realized that imposter syndrome may play a huge role. It's actually something I was speaking on at a workshop that we conducted just at the beginning of this week. And we were talking about imposter
Yeah.
syndrome and how, in your mind, you feel like you're not good enough and your company is not there yet. But in actual sense, if somebody else listened to you, you could be somewhere more than what you think you are, so giving yourself a chance is so important. And that's what we
Mm.
do at Lila Haven. We help you to reprogram your mind to build the confidence that you need to get yourself going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're out there feeling
Yeah.
like, oh, can I do this? If you need some reminder, book a call with me. I'm gonna do it for you for free, and we can help to reset you, gear you up for this opportunity. If you have jitter, if you're feeling like your feet are trembling and you're shaking, what's that called? The trembling feeling. Yeah.
Fear,
Yeah, if
panic,
you're going through all that and you
goosebumps, getting chills.
and you're afraid of pitching in front of investors, book a call with me. I'm gonna help you to gain that confidence that you need to speak to them. And
Get the mindset right, develop
absolutely,
the resilience.
absolutely. That's what we do at Lila Haven. We bring the warrior out of you. Your inner warrior must shine. This is your opportunity. And when I started this
Yeah.
entrepreneurship journey, someone gave me advice and they said, everything you do as an entrepreneur or a startup founder, everything you're doing is just waiting for that one opportunity. It only takes one opportunity to flip your business around, to flip everything around. So, this is your one opportunity. You don't want to self sabotage, which is also one of the things that we talk about in our session.
Don't let it
Don't
pass you
let this
by.
opportunity pass you by. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 100% I agree, because at some point it really is, not even at some point, that's the
Yeah.
whole point. It is about mindset, we've been mentioning that we want serious founders. We want people to have everything ready. And someone out there, I found a listening in, will be like, okay, so I'm not ready yet because I don't have a pitch deck, because I don't have. You have
Yeah.
time to make a
Yeah.
pitch deck. You
Yeah.
have time to gather your statistics, to gather, to all the information you need according to how you've been performing in the market. You have time to do that, because you're already aware that we're having it on the 5th
Mhm.
of July. We're going to be having it at Fontis
Mhm.
Residences. We're going to be having
Mhm.
investors ready to
Mhm.
invest. And even if you don't understand their perspective, I think many people actually worry because they want something that is so perfect that they know, oh my
Yeah.
God, of course people are going to be willing to put money on this. It's not, investing is not exactly a gamble. For them, it's a strategy. They want to grow their
Mhm.
money. So they want to just make sure that, it's something my money is going to grow from. So they need to have a certain level of confidence. And your idea doesn't need to be this amazing next Facebook kind of idea that is going to, like, any investor who is reluctant will be like, you know what, this sounds crazy. I'm going to actually put my money. No, it can be something simple, something tried and true, because again, different amounts of money invested. And so really, you don't need to be so scared of, oh, I'm going to be taking their money. No, they are putting it in and they know what they're doing. So you also need to just have trust in them as well, and yourself as well. So you have
Mhm.
time. You have time from now until then to prepare everything and trust in yourself. Are you willing to put in the work? Because this is a challenge. Take this as the next challenge. Are you willing to put in the work and get your business to that level? Because even though it's not this event, it's going
Mhm.
to be another event that's going to
Mhm.
require the same things of you. At some
Mhm.
point, you will need to level up. You'll need to get that pitch deck ready. You'll need to
Mhm.
have those statistics ready. You'll need to develop the confidence at some point. So why not now,
Mhm.
right?
What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? And
Exactly.
remember, these investors are just human beings like you.
Yeah.
Just that probably they have access to funds and they want to put that money in so that it can generate something back for them. So my question to you is, as we wind up, would you invest in yourself? Look at your business and be like, if I was on the other side of the table and I was the investor and I had all this access to funds, would I invest in myself? Now you're going to come on the 5th of July and you're going to pitch like your life depends upon it. Like you would invest in yourself. Make sure your pitch is worthy, is 100%. Do your best to ensure that if I were on the other end of the table, I would definitely put money in.
Yeah, definitely. Know your idea too. You need to seem obsessed with it.
Yeah.
You need to seem like you know exactly what you're doing, exactly the process, because the investor doesn't know. They
Mhm.
don't know they don't know much about your sector or what you're doing. So you need to be ready to explain to them all the questions they may
Absolutely.
have. And these are
Mhm.
not questions to test your credibility. They're literally just trying to understand
Understand. Yeah.
what you're trying to do. So don't get scared by the questions. Don't think that
Mhm.
they're like, oh, they're trying to find your weak spot. No, they're literally just trying to understand what you're doing, and positioning yourself as an expert is only going to help you further. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
a
And
very
if
quick one.
you, yeah, and if you have any questions, be sure to reach out. You have enough time. Like Olga says, you have time. So don't be afraid. Begin to work on your pitch deck now. Begin to work on your financial model now. But don't take too much time because we have two offers for payment. And our first offer, our early bird offer, ends on the 15th. So if you want to take advantage of our early bird offer, be sure to pay before the 15th. So you have 10 days starting from today. Sit
Yeah,
down, look at that pitch deck, and make sure it's investor ready. And we shall see you at Fontis Residences in Kampala.